Hi.
Hey.
Saw the countdown. Hello.
Sorry, guys.
And then we'll go away.
Oh yeah, we just.
I wanna be rich, but not self-rich. Know too much, get left in the ditch. CIA scratches, it's Clinton's getting itch. Yeah, I wanna be rich, but not self-rich. I wanna be rich, but not self-rich. Wiki leaking, now you're thrown into a ditch. You wish the simulation had glitch. You wanna be rich, but not self-rich. I wanna be rich, but not self-rich. Know too much, get left in the ditch. CIA scratches, it's Clinton's getting itch. Yeah, I wanna be rich, but not self-rich. I wanna be rich, but not self-rich. Wiki leaking, now you're thrown into a ditch. You wish the simulation had glitch. You wanna be rich, but not self-rich. I wanna be rich, but not self-rich. Wiki leaking out, you dove into a ditch. You wish the simulation had a glitch. You wanna be rich, but not self-rich. I wanna be rich, but not self-rich. We wanna be rich, but not self-rich.
Spread the word with propaganda packs, all for just $40 shipped at paranoidamerican.com.
Paranoid propaganda packs. We got facts on these sticker slaps. So grab yourself a stack and go attack with these paranoid propaganda packs.
These huge all-weather slaps will last in public for years to come. Remind citizens that birds are not real, self-immolation is an option, and might make you magnetic. Do your part and get a propaganda pack today from paranoidamerican.com.
Yeah, paranoid propaganda packs. We got facts on these sticker slaps. So grab yourself a stack and go attack.
Hi.
Hi.
We're not ready yet again.
I try to shoot the drummer, but I missed and trapped him in the air. Oh no, oh. I try to shoot the drummer, but I missed and trapped him in the air. Oh no, oh. Yeah, all around in my hometown, they're trying to track me down. Yeah. They said they couldn't stand on the slope safely. I just climbed right up. Nobody stopped me. Nobody chased me. Nobody cared that I carried a weapon. Aim for the head, but he turned at the last second. Oh, now, oh. I tried to shoot the donor, but I missed and shot him in the air. Oh no, oh. I tried to shoot the donor, but I missed the shot.
Britney Spears, can we be saved? God, why is Satan controlling the universe?
Here comes Santa. Here comes the world we used to think we knew is constantly exposing rule. Our possibilities come true. So what we do is call out to the good guys, good guys. Witches, widows, MAGA, mystics, entertaining cunning linguists, good guys. The forum of the quorum needs a secretive society to advance our philosophies intentionally, magically, good guys. Conspiracy, sex, culture, making it's okay to change your thinking, good guys. Good guys, good guys, good guys. The world we used to think we knew is constantly exposing rule. Our possibilities come true. So what we do is call out to the good guys, good guys. Witches, widows, MAGA, mystics, entertaining cunning linguists, good guys. The forum of the quorum needs a secretive society to advance our philosophies intentionally. intentionally, magically good guys. Conspiracy, sex, culture, making it's okay to change your thinking. Good guys. Good guys. Good guys. Good guys.
Big ups, big ups, big ups. It's real this time. I'm
We're
up
back
today.
again.
It's Mercury retrograde. I still haven't gotten my terabyte. I got a terabyte and then it didn't work with my computer. And so I'm waiting on a whole nother one because I'm filling these up so quick. Anyways, thank you for joining us. Maybe you're watching us on X, Rumble, or Instagram. Also, Tried and True, the Project Chaney channel on YouTube, as well as the Secret Society of Good Guys channel on YouTube, who doesn't get enough shout out. I don't visit there enough, and I apologize. So thank you for all the people that join us everywhere. And happy Sunday, ladies.
Happy
Sunday.
Sunday fun day.
I said today, Mercury retrograde's my bitch.
It showed you.
Today
I
was a weird feeling day. It was like
rained
weird.
all day, or it felt like it was a whitewash day.
Not
My
here.
energy's
Here was
been off
sunny.
today.
Yeah, it was like off all around, like with everyone, just all the way around. Maybe it has something to do with that meteor shower tonight. There's like
Well,
this after the moon sets at midnight. The best time to see this shower is after midnight. And at 3 a.m. is like peak, like if you really, really want to see. But there's like it starts with a P. It's a very interesting meteor
Perseus.
shower tonight. Yeah, Perseus.
Perseus?
There you go. Yeah.
Perseus,
So
that's the one who cut off the head of Medusa.
Yeah, I think I might go after this. Yeah, I
Abbie?
think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Though he's
Abbie?
not.
Is that Perseus?
That might be more like Layla's field. She knows Greek mythology pretty well. Like I know some of it. but
Lines it up.
I believe that it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it is. I think it's I always wondered what it had to do with the horoscope. Ding, ding,
Yeah, because
ding,
wasn't that
ding,
movie with the
ding,
owl and like the guy who went after Medusa? That was Perseus, wasn't it?
with
Do you
that
remember
little
the
metal
old-
owl.
Yeah, that old version.
I like that.
I
I
did
like
too.
Clash of the Titans.
I loved
like-
all those.
Yeah. We have Clash of the Titans in our intro a little.
Oh.
He turns around and he says, "Release the Kraken," and then all of the tendrils come up, and then I
was
think
just-
it's Donut's cartoon that bounces. And it
Is
says,
that
Okay,
that
now I'm
weird
gonna have to
looking
watch
guy
it again.
that is kind of bald?
"No, he has long hair and a beard because we don't have any of that going on, like long hair and a beard."
Who's that guy that looked weird? Anyway, I'm thinking of another character. Anyway, long day.
I feel like
what
I'm
is-
too big.
Anything crazy happening in the world? I don't know if we're everywhere we're supposed to be. I guess we'll see. Something weird happened, so you guys should know at the beginning of the episode where none of the streams were hooked up. It kept saying error, and then I had to leave and reload, which I'm so excited we did learn that you guys stayed in the room. It was fine.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
As
like
long
if
as
I
someone's
fell
in
out,
the room.
yeah, you guys would keep the room, I guess. I hope it would stay live for you guys.
I hope.
I'm so nervous. 10 o'clock.
Why is there
10
like
o'clock.
storming bad or no?
Well, it just finished, but
Oh,
it
yeah?
has been for a little while today. It has
Okay.
been storming. And maybe I have a weird mix of weed. Maybe I need to smoke a joint.
You know what is kind of weird? That has been floating around the news. The whole no tips, don't vote, no tip, whatever that Trump started.
Uh-huh.
So pay cash. So Kamala's inserting that into her speeches now.
I am fine with that. I'm like, whatever. This is really what should happen more in politics. If the other side says something that's a better idea, the other side should immediately adopt it.
Yeah.
Why should
Absolutely.
it be?
Oh, that's smart. Let's do
Why
that.
is it ammunition against you? Just immediately be like, great idea. Okay, now what? I'll do that.
We'll
too.
match you there. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll see your tips and I'll match you. less taxes.
Now I'm
Like
gonna
that's what you
raise.
gotta,
Yeah,
you gotta
that's a
do
good
it that
poker
way.
hand. I got your pair of queens.
Not much has been happening besides, is it real going on attack again? But
I
that's all
know.
I've been
I
hearing.
feel like Joe Rogan's under attack for maybe endorsing RFK Jr. and maybe
Ooh,
back on it a little bit. Because Kamala Harris initially used something he said about Tulsi Gabbard and used it for Kamala Harris's ad. So now he has a $30 million lawsuit to sue this thing. And he then did endorse RFK Jr.
oh wow. And then there's the whole Elon Musk and Donald Trump interview tomorrow.
Tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on X. So if you are watching us on X, welcome. Yeah.
Hi.
Hi. We do hope that everyone does find our X and Rumble just because we do get hot about topics that we've all lost accounts about. So make sure you find us there just in case we fall off everywhere else. But tomorrow
Yeah.
night at 8 p.m. on X, Elon Musk and Donald Trump are supposed to be sitting down for an interview.
I wonder how that interview is going to go, honestly. What are the major topics of discussion? Is it going to be political? Is it going to go into the whole topic of AI and what the future holds? I don't know. Looking glass.
Well, I imagine that Elon is definitely interviewing Donald. And so are they going to talk about his platforms? Like, is Elon going to hold the type of political conversation that we actually should all be hearing from our politicians? Like, stay away from the drama and be like, what are you going to do about the economy? What's going on with the war in the Middle East? What's going on with our educational system? Are you going to keep letting this go on with pharmaceuticals? Like, boom, boom, boom. Like, somebody hard-hitting questions, not like bullshit dances
I hope
on
so.
what do you think about your golf score?
Yeah, I hope so. Because we need that.
Yeah.
Like, if
Like
we're
we-
going to change the narrative and we all think we're watching a movie and we're all like, what is real anymore? They should at least try to do it different than it's being done.
Yeah.
So what's with all the UK shit? Like, is it as big as what we're seeing, or is that all just bullshit and it's just happening in one little tiny area? And are they really extraditing Americans to? Have you seen that?
UK shit, say it.
The
Like-
Muslim
Riots and stuff, right? And burning shit down, and then they're saying that
Oh.
Americans are inciting it, and so they're trying to extradite Americans to punish them.
Ay, man. This is what the hadiths do. Okay? This is what the motherfucking hadiths do. It instills some kind of fucking crazy ideology, and everybody must wear hijabs and Sharia law. Shut the fuck up with you and your fucking Sharia law and all that hijabi shit. How about you just pick up the Quran? If you're a Muslim, just pick up the Quran and throw those other books in the trash. How about you do that and awaken to the way of life? If you're gonna be a Muslim, you Muslims out there, you fanatics, you mujahideens, whatever the fuck you want to call, whatever sect you come from, how about you just throw them away, pick up the book, and just open your mind a little bit to some love and peace. Okay, do that.
And don't
Fucking
you feel
psychopaths.
like, really, y'all?
And I'm Muslim. I'm
your
saying
heart-
that.
Connect your fucking heart to source, like to God, whatever you want to call it, Allah God. Like, connect there, because that's where it talks to you. Like, the book ain't gonna. I don't care if they're the living word. They're fucking all dead. They're dead words. Fucking listen to it from the source.
Yes.
You don't need an
like
intercessor.
connect.
You don't need a book to fucking tell you.
Here's the problem, because you know how the Bible's written and the First Testament, and they're all written in like not theologies, but what's the word I'm looking for? In a sense where you're not supposed to take it literal, but break it down what they're trying to mean it by an internal sense, because you are the church, the mosque, the temple, whatever it is. You are made of God matter. I don't know how clear I have to make it to people on this earth. You are the vessel.
You are.
Like, just connect. It is that simple. And that's what all these books have been teaching you, how to connect. And if you want to be forgiven, you connect to God, the all merciful, because God is all merciful. So you keep fucking up, keep fucking up. The whole point of it is like mercy. He has mercy.
And grace.
Peace.
Yeah.
Peace, love, grace, mercy. Like, come on. Snap out of it. But that's what's happening. A lot of the governments are doing this, by the way. They want to start a war with the religions, of course. This is their plan. We all know that it's coming. They fund these immigrants from all these parts of the world to come into England, to come into Ireland, to come in the United States, Canada, all for this main purpose: divide and conquer. Divide and conquer. Hate, hate, hate.
It's the name of the game. And like, I feel like they're doing that with race and, gender shit right now too. It's any way that they can polarize you, they're going to. They're going to find your trigger.
Yeah.
Do you feel like it's a really loud minority too of most of these groups, like a really loud minority that everybody's like, I don't want to be confrontational. I just want to get my milk. Like, I just want
Yeah.
to go to the bank. And it's this like loud minority of whatever the group is, pick the group.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what side. And it's just like they're super loud and hateful. And everybody's like, oh, I don't want to get involved in this and get stabbed today. I just am trying to get my milk. And it's even like a verbal stabbing. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just walking. I don't want to be called a heretic or a fascist. I don't want to be called, goyim or whatever the fucking words from any one of the groups. Like, I am just like, I just want to get my milk. And so
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes it's just this super loud minority, and it's almost like the news is right there to catch it. Like right there all the
Always.
time when there's this super loud minority. And I don't know if you guys have always wondered this as well, even as you're in your small child brain, because I think your child's intuition is the thing they try to break you from and
Yeah,
make
they
it feel
do.
silly. I always was like, Mom, Dad, how are all these reporters safe in war?
Right?
And they were like,
Like,
well, because they're
the rockets are
reporters.
going off behind us on the Gaza Strip.
Yeah, and then I was like, why doesn't some of our military just wear reporter badges? Then no one will hurt them and they can just walk right in.
Yeah.
It was just like, nah, y'all. The news has always been fake. Like, the war was always there to sell you a narrative. So they had to let a reporter be there to sell you the narrative. Like,
Yeah.
Peter Jennings wasn't good. Walter Cronkite wasn't good. All of
And
them.
Barbara
CIA.
Walters wasn't good.
And most of these
Barbara
wars
Walters was
are
the worst.
yeah, and most of these wars were crimes against humanity. You think they would honestly want you to have proof of them committing crimes? Usually that's what war consists of organ donating, or what's it called?
Yeah. Organ harvesting.
Harvesting, there you go. Organ harvesting and all that crap,
Slavery.
rape. I mean, you
That's
name
probably
it.
gonna happen.
It goes
Yeah.
down in war. It's the worst time. Like, so you think they're gonna keep reporters around? Oh, that's a reporter.
Behind me,
Don't
it
shoot
looks like
him.
an L right here.
It does.
And
Yeah, it
I
does.
thought, what the fuck? I thought it was the LA
Layla represent.
28 Olympic logo behind me. I was
Oh
like,
shit.
what the fuck? I was, you know how, like, I don't know if you guys have seen it yet, that like Snoop Dogg standing by, or Tom Cruise went in too. I'm sure we can find, because the Olympics for the 34th are in Los Angeles for 2028. So I was like, huh,
Oh, it
that,
is?
yeah,
Huh.
which is
So
interesting.
the
that
world
Snoop
is
Dogg
not
was there
ending,
this
y'all. Just so
Well,
you know.
this is the funny part. The closing ceremonies of the Olympic Games, Tom Cruise comes in and like Missions Impossible's the Olympic flag like drops in, and then has the Olympic flag on the back of his motorcycle and drives his motorcycle into a plane, and then jumps out of the plane and then lands in Los Angeles, like hands off the Olympic flag to a biker or a runner to show like Los Angeles Games 2028. And it's like, Tom Cruise, if you're to ever think of the world, I think when everyone talks about clones, and I'm always just price pointing things like a manager, clones are so expensive. You know what's not as expensive as clones? Mission Impossible masks. And
Yeah.
so I always the same way. I'm like, did you really just end this with Tom Cruise? The guy playing Joe Biden? No, I'm just kidding. I actually think he was the dude probably playing DeSantis, and that's why he needed lifts on Bill Maher.
Mm.
And it's interesting. They talk about all these things happening with transgenders in the location now, but now it being in LA in 2028, that's gonna be a fucking shit show. Like
They're gonna make Parasite.
I know I was looking at something from
Yep.
like the 70s on, maybe even the 60s on, but it was like Los Angeles, Philadelphia, New York City, Baltimore, and it was like these cities, like they're like have been rinsed of white people.
Mm.
Like all these cities, when you look at the graph of white people in the cities, they don't live there anymore.
Mm-mm.
And so I was like, that's interesting.
Well, that makes sense because when I lived in San Diego, like San Diego County is very few white people. Like you couldn't go into Walmart and I'd be the only white person in Walmart. And then like I knew I couldn't put my kid into school because he didn't speak Spanish, and like he would have been one of the few white kids in school, and those are all English. Like English is the second language in those schools. Like
Mm.
I had to leave Southern California before my kid got school age.
I wanted
I
to bring
wonder
this
why
up
that
too,
is.
since Riggs has it on here. RGZ, but we call him Riggs. So speaking of planes, the cure for cancer plane went down. I think in Sao Paulo, Brazil, a plane with like 63 people went down, and like 7 or 8 of the people on there were like these cancer doctors, and they studied. I don't know.
Cures, no?
I could look it up on the thing, but I'm
I
like,
thought it was
what's in my brain?
cures. Like the
If it was,
cures
like, a
for cancer
specific kind of thing. Yeah, cures in a simple
and
way.
why
but
it's happening.
But like something very specific.
Ugh.
And then so of the 8 people, there were supposed to be like 7 or 8 more people on the plane, but they decided to take a later plane. So everybody in this little whatever conglomerate of group of cancer doctors that they tried to kill, they didn't kill. So I just think that's interesting because that's a murder. It's like the same thing as Bill Gates was one of the people, like one of the Malaysian airlines. There was a whole bunch of people on there that owned a patent about something. And then maybe it was Bill Gates. I don't want to, but maybe it was the Rothschild. I don't think it was Bill Gates but anyways, I think patents are interesting. Like we always are like, oh my gosh, a whole plane went down. Sometimes I feel like they're just trying to kill one person.
Did you
7.
see how it went down?
It's like the Titanic.
Yeah, it went down like a flat belly. It went down like a flat belly spin. I can pull it up. I have it.
I was gonna say this is news to me, so yeah, let's see this.
Plane crash.
Crazy.
I know. I should just go to my TikTok. and
Lindsay
like-
A said, "What's weird is that crashed right when the Google lady died."
Or the plane crash, right? The lady who was the lady who found Obama's birth certificate.
Ooh,
Laura Fuddy. Is that her name, Laura Fuddy?
that's the one who
I
died?
feel like Fuddy is her last name, but her
Fuddy
first,
Duddy.
her first name might not be Laura. It might be like Jane Fuddy. I don't remember. Okay, let's see if we can pull this up and make it small enough so we don't get in trouble. Let's try this one. Okay, we're going to do rescuers. And we're going to go back to here. We're going to do this one to see if we can make it a little tiny bit smaller so we don't get in trubs. At least in the immediate, we're going to get in trubs. Okay.
Tonight, stunning new video of that Vopass plane in a flat spin falling from the sky.
Meu Deus, ele tá caindo.
crashing into a suburban Sao Paulo neighborhood and bursting into flames.
This lady, I
killing
didn't know
all
she was going to
62
talk
people
over
on
it.
board.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy.
The fuck?
That's crazy. Now they don't make them such a big deal anymore, do they? Like, remember the TWA and all those? They made it headlines everywhere. They had a ceremony at the beach and all these things and like
Well, now
anniversary ceremonies.
There's this fucking show, like this reality show that's like airplane nightmares or disasters or something like that.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and I was like, so planes go down that fucking often that we have a whole fucking reality show about it? Like, that was what I was getting pissed off at my soon-to-be ex-husband for watching it the day I was flying to Orlando to see you guys. I was like, seriously? Like, turn that shit off. I'm not trying to fucking watch that when I'm getting ready to go on an airplane.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just weird. It's strange to me. Like before, oh my God, a plane. It was very rare. And now it's like happening, what, 3-4 times a year?
Yeah.
And that's like, oh, no biggie. A plane fell. Who cares who was on
You
it?
know
Don't
how
worry about it.
We make like car payments. Airlines do this with airplanes. They put in like a few years in advance. They put in for an airplane to be built, and then they make payments on them. And then the plane, once it ages, isn't worth as much. And a plane is worth a lot more if it goes down.
Like the Titanic and the Olympic or whatever. Olympia?
That old ass plane that was flying with double propellers, you heard it. You could that old ass propeller plane. Anyone on it in Brazil was probably like, oh shit, I had to get on a double prop plane in Brazil. I knew that. Everybody on there was probably like, I knew it.
Yeah, for real.
If you look around your flight, like almost you should be like, is there a doctor on board? And if one too many hands goes up, get right off that plane.
No shit. Is there a
don't wanna-
politician on board?
Yeah. It's just super. Is there 3 rock stars on board? Get off the plane. Oh shit. Yeah, Joe Biden, I guess, gave a speech. I didn't listen to that. I had time, but I didn't want to before the show. But he gave a speech, I guess, on dropping out. And he didn't really say why he dropped out. Is the consensus.
How you all got such good skin. I'm only 40 and I'm wrinkly. I get microdermabrasion done. I've got a good esthetician.
I don't have as good a skin. Chemo took a little bit of my life of my skin away, but I feel like by the time I'm 50, it'll be fine. The game will average out again.
You look great. I've seen you in
Thanks.
person.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Oh shit.
I sometimes think that not having kids helps with that. Like the aging process, right?
I don't wear makeup either. Sometimes I wonder if
That
like
too.
not washing makeup off your face every day.
Well, yeah, because
Yeah.
you're sitting there scrub your
But
eyes.
it's not
so
even me. They
I
were
felt
probably
the same.
talking about it. You guys. You guys look like porcelain. I can
my
see the
skin
wrinkles
is
in my
not
face.
porcelain. No
You can't
way.
touch this one up. So, like on what? StreamYard you can, but this one is like,
this one's
yeah.
like straight raw.
I know. I don't know if I paid for a year yet.
Oh.
I know. We move apps just so we can have touch up. Yes, we will. Yes, we will. No,
But I like
don't
this
wanna- I
better
don't want
because
at
I
the
feel like
fan
everything
meetup.
works better. Yeah.
I don't want at the fan meetup for everyone to be like, oh shit. Like, nope, this is just what I look like.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This is just what I look like.
Man, coffee like takes headaches away. I love coffee, especially Turkish. Oof.
If
You ever have a migraine?
Yeah, if you have a migraine and you don't have your coffee in the day, or even a headache coming on or something, and you don't have your coffee in the day and you drink it every day, you'll get a migraine.
Mm-hmm. I had one early in the morning, and then like around 5, that's when the headache started kicking in. I was like, "Oh no, you damaging me right now." The sun
you-
does that to me. I don't know why. Gives me a headache.
I feel like there was a listeria infection somewhere too, and then I had to look up
Yeah,
a
the boar's head.
listeria.
The boar's head.
What's going on with that?
Fuck tons of recalls and people dying and getting sick and
People
Not just
dying?
boar's head.
like 3 people. Yeah.
There's more than that. It's like some fruits and vegetables were called back, some lettuce, and all these things because of listeria. There's another outbreak. I forgot the name of it. This lady was talking about it today in Canada. Oh my God, there's an outbreak happening. I'm like, bitch, shut the fuck up. We heard it before.
I feel like they
Like,
even said there's salmonella in candy, like today.
What the fuck?
they're trying so hard to like find something that'll stick. You know, they need something that'll stick. Because people see that, like, oh, COVID, that's not so serious anymore. Like, oh, it's not a big deal. Like, I'm alive.
The whole frankenfruits of it all. Well, because they've been mixing animal DNA with fruits for a while and vegetables, so I'm sure
Yeah.
that has something to do with it. Because they did like what fish DNA with strawberries, and it's like, why? What's the fucking point of that?
Do you think this was all part of the Bill Gates meat plan that all the meat plants were supposed to be closed down the last few years, if not for an executive order that we won't bring up, but politics doesn't matter. Like if we were playing along with the game and all in line eating patties of Beyond Burger and listeria was also happening for Boar's Head. And so it was like these kind of shutdowns like, oh, mad cow or something. Oh, we had to burn the whole thing of pigs up. Oh, we had to light the whole farm on fire. Do you think it's just more planned?
Yeah.
Like us.
Oh,
eating?
yeah. They
Fear.
want to
It's
see the
making you fearful, too.
cockroaches. That's what they want us to eat. Cockroaches. Escargot. Some slugs for you? Would you like some slugs? Ew.
I wonder what the weird statistic is of how much escargot was eaten at the Olympics.
Ooh.
I'm going to look it up.
Vomit. Like, do you guys really have you had? I think we talked about it. Have you guys had escargot before?
Yes.
I haven't.
Escargot with some bacon and some apples and some red onion.
Is it
sauteed
kind of like
with some butter?
Oysters or something though, since it's like a shellfish?
It's yeah, kind of. It's more cooked.
It's like a leech.
It's a little like a leech.
Yeah. Ooh. Not for me. Thank you very much. I like my chicken.
It's a little like a leech.
As ugly as they are, I like chicken. I like veal. I like baby cow. I hate to admit it, but I like baby cow. It's so unethical, I know, but I like me some veal.
Synthetic meat does feel like tumors. It feels like you're just eating tumor.
Oh, God.
Abbie, your face.
I know. It wasn't pretty.
It's like you're trying to make us go vegan right now, Chaney.
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh my goodness.
Bring on the soy.
What do you think? What do you think's going on in space this week? So you said if flat Earth is a thing, what do you think meteor showers are? Like if the firmament is there, what do you think meteor showers are?
What if it's not a round ball? What if it's not a flat Earth? And what if it is a toroidal field? What if it's just a toroidal field of energy stuff, that the light sparks that you see at a certain time when the moon is at a certain degree? Maybe.
What if it's like, okay, the ocean of it all, like the ocean, the water is separated from the waters, and it is the firmament. So we're looking up at the ocean or an ocean up there. So what if it's like grunion runs, except like like the, what is it called?
Like
they glow in the dark.
Or have you ever watched a dolphin swim through bioluminescent?
Yeah, bioluminescent.
Water?
That's what I mean.
Yeah, like
Yes.
when dolphins swim through it, it all lights up, or if you splash your
Yeah.
hand through it, it lights up, or you can walk in it and it lights up.
Yeah.
So what if it was like a whale migration, space whales?
Yeah. It's like we know they
And
migrate at this time, so we know it's the Perseid meteor shower. It's a
yeah.
Perseid, so I wonder if we looked into that, like what animal would it be? Like what would be migrating at the time?
I'm the heifer eater. Okay, I like it. The red heifer eater.
I know I hung out a little with the spiders on Saturday and
Yeah,
we were
how was that?
talking. It was fun because we chatted a little about one funny thing is Ben said, Chaney, do you think women should be able to vote?
Oh no. He went there
Yeah,
and
but I just was like, well, traditionally when voters should have been landowners, so it wasn't that women couldn't have been voters, but he had other stuff.
well,
Yeah, but then we also talked about redheaded giants and how redheaded heifers, would that be some kind of representation of a redheaded person instead of a cow? Or if a homunculus was something that was actually done, wouldn't having two wombs be really important?
ah,
Like,
It takes me back to the whole Anne Rice of it all and her describing how the Talatos was made, which was like the redheaded giants and stuff. Like, it's freaking interesting.
well, here's my like human redheads, they have higher thresholds of pain. You need more to like put them under. So if you were planning on making a homunculus with maybe a giant or a giant species of some sort, you might need a cow that could withstand a lot of pain, and maybe a redheaded cow would have some of the same attributes. To have like a
Oh,
big womb, a bunch of labor
yeah.
pain, to be able to still like hold the term, like that would be a whole lot. I don't know, homunculus. But I'm just
yeah.
like, I just can't believe what you get these two heifers, you cook them, ta-da.
How many did they
Done.
have? I thought it was like 7 of them that they had.
But I think only 2 are done,
Oh,
right? Like in
okay.
the ceremony, and I think
Yeah,
they're 2 women. I could be
ritual.
wrong. Yeah, in the ritual. So I'm like, and then what? You cut their throat and light them
Maybe
on
they're gonna
fire,
breed
ta-da.
them. Maybe they'll breed them.
I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. Like it has to be more to it than this. But everything, there's more to it than just what they say. This is
Yeah,
always what I think about everything. Like we just
yeah.
watched the Olympic Games. We watched Snoop Crip walk all over the Olympic Games. And then it made me think like the blue split by the white with the red on the other side, and how Snoop is like real important that he keep that blue. And they were like, it was all a controversy on whether he'd wear the blue or not. And then like coming over to LA, which he's Long Beach, but it's still in the relative area. So you still have the connection there. But I was
Maybe
just
they're
like, yeah, go on.
maybe they're having like some secret like blood versus Crip kind of feud right now, since P Diddy and all of that nonsense is happening right now, because they have their own like little wars within the music industry. What if low key they are going through something and they're representing their colors now more than ever and make it more explicit?
Isn't
So
it
I
funny
think
how
that's a thing.
Blood and Crip is just the red and blue of it all, too?
Yeah.
Like the TV version of the Gangs Will Know. That just became big.
Yeah.
They watched on TV and they're like, we're going to become a chapter of that.
Yeah.
They watched on TV, I'm going to make a McDonald's. Like, you can't just go making a McDonald's. You got to pay me for the McDonald's. But that's how it became with bike gangs, too, where it's like, you don't just get to go throwing colors on yourself.
You know what's interesting? And they blame Suge Knight. Everyone blames Suge Knight. For Biggie, for Tupac, for all of that. You guys remember who Suge
Yeah.
Knight is, right? Yeah.
Because Lisa
So-
Left Eye Lopez, rest in peace.
Yeah.
She was on death row, too. I just think
I
it's
wonder if he's
ironic they all
CIA.
went to death row beforehand.
Suge Knight. I think he's CIA or some
He
kind
has
of
that
agent.
Dick Cheney type power where he just like, I'm going to run over someone with a car.
Yeah. Literally. And
Like, on a
everyone
movie
fears
set.
him.
And
I'm
Dick
gonna do a
Cheney.
little
Murderless, the
dig on
Kinks,
that
and the
guy.
He got
Gate.
that big Dick Cheney energy. Where you just shoot someone in the face. New Paranoid American song coming soon.
Yeah, I like it.
I was gonna say, what's that guy's name? Who has like a really big one? Nickelodeon
Nick
character.
Cannon.
There you go. It's Cannon.
Nick's Cannon. That's how you remember it. They
Mhm,
always
Nick's
seem to have a
Cannon.
name like that, like Anthony's Wiener. Nick's Cannon.
Ay, ay, ay.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
Interesting. Interesting times, honestly. I'm so glad to be alive during this time of the universe or this timeline. Or
too.
conscious of this timeline. Maybe there's many that I'm not conscious or aware of. But this one, I love it.
It
It's
is wild.
fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's exciting.
Can you imagine if we had to wait at the town square, like for hear ye, like once a month?
With no air conditioning, and you'd have to wear long dresses.
Ooh, no deodorant. Oh my God.
No
People
indoor
smelling
plumbing.
like hot ass everywhere.
Oh my
Ugh.
god.
I'm
Ugh.
not related to Dick Cheney,
No.
but I maybe dated someone with the last name Chaney once.
Ah.
He's part of the Dick
But he
Cheney
spelled it
family.
more like Dick Cheney. My name's spelled with an A.
Could you
At the
imagine if you were
beginning.
Chaney?
I would just make my name Chaney. Stand alone. Maybe Chaney squared.
I like it.
Yeah. I don't know. I
Yes,
never
chat. Love you.
ever pictured ever changing my name. Ever. I was never, ever, even in my fairy tale-ic world of maybe I'll fall in love with a man one day and I'll still never take his last name. I never,
I never
ever.
wanted to. I felt like my first husband, I tried to convince him to take my last name. He didn't like that idea.
No, if I see a dude with a woman's last name like that he married, I'm like, I know
I
who
had
to
the
cop
killer
it.
last name though. Like, so
Yeah. But I just,
I'd be
it's like
like,
a man cannot take a woman's last name.
yeah, it's like, what size strap-on does she have? What
That
size strap-on does she have?
because Abbie has big D energy.
Yeah, that's true. That's but yeah, that would be a lot. Like you're like falling in hearts with someone and their last name's like Snuffleupagus or something. You're like, wow.
No offense,
Papadopoulos.
but I don't want to be that. Yeah.
Yeah, like that's a lot. That's a mouthful, no pun intended. You'd rather them be a mouthful than their last name.
Yeah. Yes.
I just don't. I mean, I like my spelling. It's just not your traditional American way of saying it. You know, my name, the J, and everyone's like Bajrami or Lejla. And I'm like, really, guys? Like, have you ever heard of a Lejla ever in your life? Like, like, think about it for a second. Use your logic. What would you think it would sound like? And say
Then,
it.
even like Spanish, it wouldn't be a J sound.
Mm-hmm.
It would be like H.
Thank you. Leja.
Yeah.
Lejla.
A lot of old languages though, J's and I's were interchangeable.
Yeah.
The
know
J's
where I
didn't
learned
even
that?
exist for a while either.
Dun 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 dun.
What?
That's where I
Superman?
learned the J and the I's. No. Gosh, we did the whole thing on our Patreon. What's that movie called? Indiana Jones.
Jones.
Yeah. And the
Oh,
last
I
yeah,
knew
that
your
is Indiana
song, but I
Jones.
had no what.
Why did I
didn't
say
know the
Superman?
relation to what the I and the J.
because when he's in the like going for the cup, whatever that
The
one.
chalice.
Yeah, he has
Or
to
the
like
Christ
jump on the
cup.
letters to spell the name of God, and it's Jehovah.
Oh, it's Jehovah. Yeah.
And he jumps on the J, and he's like, "Oh shit, J's, it's spelt different. It's an
Yeah.
I."
Yeah. They didn't use J yet.
Yeah.
Only he who was worthy would know the name of God, the true name of God.
Yeah.
And then he jumps on that. The Last Crusade's so great.
It is so good.
It's so good. It's so I don't know.
I
So
don't
many of
think I've
those
seen it.
movies. Oh my gosh. It's the
Wait,
best
no, I
one
think
of
I've
the
seen it.
Indiana Jones movies. And it took
I
me
was a kid.
until I started to understand esoteric stuff in my life as an adult to realize how good that movie's done. But in general, even when I watched the brand new one, and it's all about Archimedes wheel or it's like pretty much all a time travel or like opening up wormholes into time. And it's just so much about it is you think everything is fairy tale until you find the books that link to the other books that link to the
Yeah.
other books, and all the great minds of time, whatever they call philosophers, because usually there wasn't such thing as a scientist. It used to be called earth philosophy. And so these great minds, they all believed in the stuff that we all think is crazy now.
JH to the OV, Jehovah. Oh
Yeah.
my God, that's blowing my mind right now. I never put two and two together until this very moment. Thank you.
Jehovah.
JH to the OV. I forgot the lyrics to the song.
Is it Jay-Z?
Uh-huh.
You did a good job, though. I knew it was Jay-Z.
Jehovah. Diamonds in the air, baby. Let's go. Let me stop.
I know. We'll get taken down. They'll be like, I knew it.
No,
You
everyone
guys-
will call us, oh my God. They're
We
part of
want
the
to, on
culture.
Wednesday nights, we're going to do the lodge meeting. That's going to be our Wednesday night thing. We don't know if it's going to be ready for this Wednesday because we want it to be legit. It's going to have its own feel, and we might have to all get some things for that to happen
Yes.
officially. So it might be next Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get like the whole setup, like make it like background, like very,
We should all green screen.
I know you guys need green screens.
We should all green screen so we can look in the same room for it.
Yeah.
These are things that can happen off air. These are conversations that can happen off air.
Yes, okay.
We're trying to make a real production of it all. That's what we want y'all to know.
We want to make it more entertaining and step into the characters, like
Step into the secret society of it.
yes, just like Jim Carrey, he becomes the characters and like, we'll play Secret Society with you guys.
Yeah, if we're gonna LARP Secret Society and you guys are hanging out with us too, then on Wednesday nights, if we're gonna have a lodge meeting, we're gonna have a lodge meeting.
Doesn't mean it's a real lodge meeting, guys. This is making fun of them, ha ha ha, like fuck you, like you ain't no secret anymore.
Or is it
That's-
real?
Ha 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 ha. We're gonna count our minutes. We got to get a gaffle. Is that what it's called? A gaffle?
Yeah, gavel.
Gavel.
Yeah.
Gaffle. Gaff. We might call ours the gaffle.
When you become the worthy advisor in Rainbow Girls, you have to buy your own gavel. It's like they don't just give you the one that's there. You have your own.
You're gonna have to earn it. Maybe a paddle.
Oh yeah, that's secret society for sure. Do you want to be sexton or beaten?
I'll get a whip.
Speaking of paddles, let's talk about this for a second. I'm old enough that there were principals at schools I went to that had their paddle like hanging on the wall. And it was just known that those principals paddled children, and they had holes. Some of them had holes in the paddle so they didn't catch wind. And now looking at it, it's kind of creepy that you're like, not that I don't like, this isn't a spanking conversation. It's just the idea that there's a grown man paddling children.
It happens in Oklahoma still.
It happens in Texas. And I remember my cousin had a situation like that happen to her kid, and she went to the school and fucking went off on them. Who told you could fucking hit my child? Oh, ma'am, it's a fucking law. Just so you know. Like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking sue you. Did she sue? No. But like, did they touch her child ever again? No.
Well, that's like in Oklahoma, you have to give permission. So
You
it's not
sign
like, they can't just beat any child. And there's always somebody there to witness. So I actually witnessed my son get a SWAT, but
This was in
I allowed
Waco.
it to happen.
I know. I do kind of think dominatrix exist because guys, when they were hitting that point of puberty, a paddling occurred. Like something like, yeah, like they got spanked during that whole time, and they might have even got spanked for getting caught doing that. Like somewhere there's a kink tie in there.
Yeah, I mean, some girls even like it too, but in the bedroom.
Yeah,
Like
spank.
it's a kink, yeah. And it's a thing. We like it. I don't know why,
But
but we
don't you
do.
think that's the same thing that kind of goes along with girls calling their man daddy? Like, do you think the
No,
same girls that call their man daddy like to get spanked?
I don't like calling my man daddy. No, I don't like doing that. But I do like to get spanked. It's just like, I don't know. It's like, oh,
kinda
it's like a
pleasant.
cowboy, cowgirl kind of thing. It's like, yes, go hard. Like, when you're hitting a bull, like slapping the
Yeah.
bull, it's like, you get this adrenaline from that. And it's like, okay, continue. It just gives you an adrenaline boost. I don't know.
What about a little kick in the side with spurs?
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Oh, you don't want to get that crazy? Sorry. It's
the
only
plank.
me.
Not that
Just-
crazy. No.
Just me bringing spurs into the bedroom. Oh, how embarrassing.
Chaney goes full cowboy.
No, I thought you said reverse
Oh,
cowgirl.
God.
I thought that was a lesbian thing. I have spurs
Oh.
on.
Oh my god,
Assless chaps.
have you seen that new Mountain Dew commercial? I never see commercials, but it's like a whole bunch of people sitting on fucking donkeys, like just like chilling on their phones on donkeys, like, get off your ass. And I'm like, oh my god, that's so fucking funny. Like,
I want
I
a
love it.
donkey.
Sitting on your ass.
I want a donkey so bad. They're so cute. They're like
They're
the
cute.
most like
I think they're pretty cute.
they wreak
too.
havoc, but I love animals like that who are just
Well, a
naughty
lot of
animals.
Yeah, a lot of people have the little miniature burros here, and they get them because they fucking fight off coyotes. So they actually kind
Oh,
of keep
wow.
all your livestock safe.
Nice.
They're like little mean, like,
Yeah.
and
So
they're
cute.
fast runners. I don't know why my algorithm on TikTok will be like miniature donkeys running their fastest.
That one night when I fucking was
So
like
cute.
trying to get video and send it to you, I had a donkey, a goat, and a fucking, was it a horse? A donkey, a goat, and or all three passed right in front of me. I was like, what the fuck?
I'm like, that's
it was
some
the
Oklahoma
most
shit.
random shit. Yeah.
Dude, last night was my first night sitting outside in my house, right? I didn't, because you can't really hear outside. This house is well built. So I go outside, I'm smoking a joint, and I go outside, and all of a sudden, I've never heard this in my fucking life before. It sounded like sheep, like I guess the cicadas or the fucking frogs or whatever, and they're all in unison, and it literally sounded like, I'm like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, what is going on here? Because at apartment complex, you don't hear that because they're not right up your ass. I don't know why, but here I'm just like, what the fuck is that? I never experienced that in my life, ever. First time.
I
It's
remember when we
wild.
used to hang out and chat late nights. This is a few years ago. And we'd hang out, and Summer in Jamaica has her crickets or frogs or whatever they are sound like a swing set. Like a
Mhm.
rusty swing set. I always thought Summer was sitting on a swing talking to us.
I
for
know,
like
me
6 months.
too. Yes. Like, that's a loud swing.
This bitch just sitting on her porch swing. Jamaicans broke ass crickets.
Yeah.
They sound rusty ass cricket legs. Well,
They're
one time I
loud.
was sitting out back of mine. I used to have koi ponds out back of my before the koi apocalypse of 2020. I had fish ponds out back of my house, and I was like a frog breeder. And so I remember sitting outside, and it was like the frogs were going crazy, and Summer was like, no, going. Like, she was so, it was like for months we had been listening to her rusty swing set, but the second my Florida frog started to sing, she was like, no,
No.
I cannot handle it. Get out. Go inside. I cannot
Mhm.
handle the frogs.
It's crazy out here. I didn't realize how bad it was.
They get loud here too. And what's it called? Then we have the cicadas too.
Mhm.
Because you've had parking lot around
Yeah.
the apartment complex. Like
We
you
didn't
have
have plush lands
Oh
around.
yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like, oh, no mosquitoes either. I go outside for 2 seconds. I was like, oh hell no. I need
you
to
gotta
screen this shit up.
you gotta get some screens, some fire pits, citronella plants.
Yeah, vanilla extract.
Yeah, there's things that you do. People they visit Florida and they're like, I don't know what you're talking about, mosquitoes. I'm like, okay.
Just
Just
wait
some
till you
white.
get a house.
That's
Oh
me in my
yeah,
backyard right now. It's bad.
I know. I don't
yeah.
believe everyone out there. I don't even believe mosquitoes are real. I think they're entirely genetically modified organisms from their inception. And I think the bigger lie than dinosaurs from the movie Jurassic Park, because I don't believe dinosaurs are real either. I think the biggest lie from the movie is that they put the mosquito inside the sap to give us this idea it's prehistoric.
Yeah.
Mosquitoes don't have dinosaur blood because they're genetically modified organisms that were created to spread malaria. That's probably
Fucking
going to be the thing
Gates.
that gets me taken down. Allegedly by me. Can't I allege anything? Can't I
Right.
just allege anything out of my personal mouth without getting pulled down everywhere? Why are they giving me so much weight of even needing to fact check me? No
We're
one
not even saying
thinks
it's a
I'm a fucking
fact.
doctor.
Yeah.
No
Why
one
didn't
thinks that.
they
Like,
why
it's so
didn't they
annoying.
lace the pies that went in Bill Gates's face? Why didn't they lace it with something that worked, that did the job? Instead of just pieing him in the face
Oh
for
my gosh,
nothing.
did you see how handsome he used to be before that pie incident?
For real?
No, he was always
Oh,
uggo.
I'm like, what?
He was always uggo.
In what
ruined his face,
timeline? Hey, Alan Marcus, what's going on there, buddy? How you doing, Mr. Spider?
AlanMarcus.com
He's one of the Spiders guys. It's a great little podcast.
on Saturday
I started
nights if you're bored.
podcasting with them. They're the ones who broke my podcast cherry, group podcasting.
And now you're all loosey goosey.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Because never in a million years did I think I would be sitting on a podcast.
Now you're the big Montana of podcasting.
Oh yeah, so huge, huge,
Huge.
huge.
The closing ceremonies that happened tonight. The Tom Cruise thing happened tonight. It's kind of
it's
good.
done?
It's like, yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, oh, the Olympics is already over. Are we time traveling?
Yeah,
And then
that's strange.
I guess the Winter Olympics is next year already because of the double up of the Olympics that happened in 2021. How they, so I guess next year is already an Olympics. So silly.
I thought it was like 2 years after. So
Yeah, it's supposed to be.
But it's all because of the 2020 of it all, I guess.
I don't know. It's so silly. The whole thing's silly.
It's like the speed of the timeline.
The Olympics is so silly. It's just a war game to me. And the inception, even the Bruce Jenner of it all. The Bruce Jenner of it all. My God. How the black guy with his fist raised at Hitler's Olympics. Everything just feels like a picture meant to be taken. Do you remember how there was a Reebok commercial? I might be this is when I was a kid, so you guys might have not been born yet. But there was a Reebok commercial and it was Dan and Dave, and maybe it was Nike. I don't know why I thought Reebok originally, but it was pushed that they were going to be one of the guys to win. Dan and Dave, Dan and Dave, Dan and Dave. One of the guys didn't even make it to the Olympics, and the other guy, I think, maybe got a bronze. But the amount of marketing spent on these people that we all just followed this, let's all watch the decathlon again. I don't know. It just seems weird.
You know what my favorite highlight of the Olympics was? How your
Dionysus. Oh.
Is that the same thing I'm thinking about?
Dionysus laying in front of the drag queen Christ with the balls hanging out of the guy's leg? Oh, that wasn't your favorite?
No, when the guy lost his jump over the pole because of his
Oh,
pole.
and his big nuts.
Oh yeah,
His pole prevented him from winning or jumping the
the pole
pole.
vault.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh. Okay. I know that.
That was a highlight. I'd be proud to lose that way if I were a man.
What about
But my big dick made me lose.
Big
Shit.
energy.
okay. Let's see if I can pull this up and knock it. Okay.
I got that big dick energy.
Okay, are you ready? Let's see about this.
Call everybody out in the audience like Michael Jackson.
Oh
Let's
my
go.
God.
Now you go ahead and do a little spin around. Mommy, look what I can do. Let the kids know it's all right to have a tantrum. Now throw yourself around in the floor like you would in the grocery store if you ain't get what you wanted off the shelf, and then head spin. That way, if you look like you hurt, your parents will make sure they pay more attention to you. Now look at this here. This move right here. Mommy, look at me. The
What the
Eiffel
fuck?
Tower. And do a little pretzel spin at the end, and they gonna clap for you. Let them know you know snake hands too. A little bit of karate added in the moves. That's important. Go ahead, have a tantrum again because now your pants is itching. Go ahead and sit back, scoop back, do a flip, and sofa bed, and stapler. You want to do all the moves. Twirl around on the floor, put your legs up in the air, and Eiffel Tower again because we in Paris. And look at this. Legs on the dwingle, and move. And skate knees, Now pop like a kangaroo, and look. Like a gun.
Somebody tag Britney Spears in that because then we control Britney Spears and she's gonna do some weird dance moves.
God.
Why hasn't Brittany done that? Like, I need that girl with knives in her hand, or
I know.
what is my existence? If anyone out there is good with memes, can I get that girl with knives in her hand? And can Thomas make a song and we can get that girl to dance to it? We could hire her.
She lied on her resume, y'all. She lied.
Don't say that because I really have dreams that like I maybe could be a break dancer for the Olympics. Because I could outdance her right now. Me and her
Period.
right now. I'll out break dance her. Like I might hurt myself. She didn't even do the worm once. She didn't like drop her arm and make it like loose.
Where you
Since
flip it around
here's a
and-
question. When did breakdancing become part of the Olympics? And why isn't ballet part of
Right?
the Olympics?
It
And
shouldn't
why
be
isn't-
part of the Olympics. It's dumb.
Why isn't parkour part of the Olympics? Because I would watch that shit.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
But seriously, why isn't the ballet part of the Olympics? That is tough. That should be part of the Olympics.
If breakdancing is, right?
Yeah. Ballet,
Breakdancing
like
is so dumb. I don't want all the other sports added. I don't even care about it, but I just feel like less. Go with
Yeah.
less. Go with less. Or I did see someone and I think it's so funny. It just makes me laugh. I want to see other countries play American football. Like it just I want to see like it just makes me laugh. Like like I want to see more things that make me laugh. Yeah, I like surfing.
I'm
but
surprised that hasn't caught on in Europe.
if
and
your
other countries.
country can't put on the event, then that event doesn't get to be put on halfway around the world, in my opinion. The events that your country can put on, or your country shouldn't get an Olympics.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Well-
I'm sorry. Like,
Did
if
they
surfing's
even
in the
synchronized swimming this year? Because that's like
What about rugby? Is rugby just like a one country thing, or is that just
they
a
have
certain part of the
them
world?
play water rugby or water polo.
water polo.
Do women play water polo or do they just do water ballet?
There is.
I thought they
I don't
did,
know
yeah.
about the Olympics. There are water polo teams with women, but
Those water swimmers, that is the only event I actually caught this year. It was on late night and I was flipping through Hulu and I was like, it's live. And these bitches, they threw girls out of the water. Like it's like synchronized swimming was a thing, and they figured out we can move our hands like this. we can move our hands like this and keep our body up, and then I can put my leg up and slowly go down. Okay, we can do these things. This is synchronized swimming, cool. But the first person that got together and they were like, if all 5 of us do this with our hands underneath you, we can kick you all the way out of the fucking water. That part to me is just like kids in a pool playing. And one day you were like, I'm going to be a synchronized swimmer watching girls on the Olympics playing with your brothers and sisters playing. And then you get to the squad and you're like, I can't wait to show you guys this.
That
and
was
you're
like,
Yeah.
me
They
and my
figured
best
out the
friend
physics.
roller
Yeah.
skating when we were little kids. We're like, we'd sit there and fucking roller skate and like make fucking like routines to music. We're like, we're gonna be professional roller skaters someday. Like that's what it reminds me of. It's
But
like just
wouldn't,
fucking
if
playing.
like, fuck money, like let's say money wasn't a thing, think of the things that you might have done with your life.
I might have been a professional roller
You might
skater.
have been a professional roller skater. I don't even know what that means. Like maybe sometimes you'd be at Sonic, sometimes like
So
you'd be
gay.
in roller derby, like, but there would be an area, like think if kids like really went into the profession of whatever it was that
Roller
you know
derby would
what's
be
so
so fun.
nerdy? I would have been an oceanographer.
Yeah, that's. I wanted to do something with the water too,
I wanted
like
to.
marine something.
I was obsessed with archaeology. That's what I wanted to do. So
Yeah, discovering shit.
I wanted to dig up artifacts.
I used to dig up in everybody's closets, always trying to find everybody's treasure. Like
I
Laura
bet you're the
Craft.
finder of that. I bet you can find anything in
Oh,
like you're
yeah.
the person who knows where everything is, because that's
I
my
found-
daughter is the same thing. Like when she'd get bored, she would just go through drawers and like look for stuff. So I could be like, Bree, where is, and I could just describe what it was, even if she didn't know what it was. I'd just describe it. She went, oh, that's right here, and she'd go grab it for me. So like I have a finder. It's like I feel like somebody in the family's got to be that, and it's just because they have this natural
Yeah.
curiosity and they like to go
I
through shit.
found everyone's dildos and sex toys. And like, you know, I just found everything. And they're like, what are you doing? Well, because I would kind of be like the instigator. I'm like, oh, let's go and see what's in this closet. No, that's my mom's closet. I'm like, oh yeah, but maybe there's something cool in there, you know, like why don't they let us go in there? You know? So I'm the one who's always just like, you know, and they would start and I'm like, all right, that's their closet. They started it. So I'll go and follow. And then we just tear the closets open and apart. Obviously they'd get in
Found their
trouble, but my
parents were
mom,
into some weird ass shit.
God,
You were
oh
like,
my god, oh my god, the shit I found, bro. I was
One
young
time,
too. I'm like, what the
this is-
fuck is this?
we had a friend. This is like that, like between high school and college, that period of time where it's like one of your friends has an apartment and like maybe 3 people randomly live there and they shuffle out and you're so young. It's just like everybody's like in party mode. So one of the girls always talked about her fucking dildo all the time. She
Oh,
talked
God.
about this fucking dildo. She made it our knowledge. We didn't want any part of it. She even showed us and we were like, this bitch. One day we got so stoned and we were like, we should take her dildo around town and take pictures of it. So we took her dildo everywhere. We made a cop handcuff it. Like we put it on counters and places. We put it in drive-throughs. We put it in the lobster tank. At you know, at the grocery store, there used to be floating lobster tanks. We
Oh my
put it
God.
like sideways in the cucumbers. We put it in the big huge balls. We got blue ones and put it. And so we had these pictures, and it was like, I can't remember if it was a payback. I feel like it was a payback for her trying to do a practical joke that did not go over well. Like you can't do a practical joke and everyone sees you do it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Yeah.
yeah, that was fun.
You know what else I found? Well, I didn't find it. My cousins found it. They're like, guys, like look, it was a bunch of us, and I think the parents went somewhere. And it was just a bunch of us kids, and they're like, "Yo, I found something. You guys got to watch. This is so weird." And we were young. I was probably like 6 or 7 years old, something like that. So he puts this tape in, and all you see is like this hairy, bushy fucking vagina, like bent over, like this woman bent over, and like eggs coming out of her asshole. And then we're
Oh.
just like, what the fuck? Oh my god! Like we were like, what the hell is this shit? Like little kids,
Layla would be the worst.
Well, I have
just
a
like
very similar story.
You two would be the funniest two kids I can imagine. Like, I'd be
yeah,
like,
because
I was at my friend's house and we go into her parents' room looking for
I was
a
a
VHS
troublemaker.
movie.
Wow.
And so she just pushes the VHS in that was in the VHS player and it freaking starts. And we're like, the first time I didn't know what anal beads were. I had a lesson really quick about what the fuck that was. I was like, oh my God, your parents are so fucking weird.
oh my gosh, I
Oh
would
my God.
not. This is why I would not let my kids stay. I don't have children, but if I did, I would not let them stay at anyone's house.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
This
Because
is
kids
the
are curious. Kids are curious too. If they know that you have something that shouldn't be shown or touched, guess what? That child is gonna look for it. Like they're gonna look for it. Be very smart in where you hide your shit. I'm telling you, your kids will find it.
not the old bush and the eggs trick again. Oh, not bush and eggs part 2. That's the worst.
Yeah. My daughter would always find their Christmas presents so they would all know
Excellent.
what they got ahead of time. And my youngest son, he's freaking genius. He hid his iPad in my closet while I was talking about what I had gotten him for his birthday, and he was recording it. So he freaking knew because he recorded what I was saying. Kids are sneaky.
Yes, very.
Kids
Very,
are so
very, very.
sneaky. Even back when we had three-way calling, I never did that shit. I never wanted to be involved when other people were being
Yeah.
scandalous. I don't want to hear what anyone else will say about me. I don't want you to egg somebody on to talk shit about me. Like, I don't care. Like, it don't mean shit. Like, big up them. Cool. Like, I didn't ever want to be involved. Layla was seemed like she was always involved.
No, I was on three-way calls, but it was always us friends because we weren't really allowed to go
Yeah.
out all the time. So, hey guys, what are you doing? And just talk shit, talk about boys, whatever, who we're
Yeah,
talking to on the
same.
internet, AOL chat rooms, all that bullshit. Albanian chat 1, 2, 3. Oh my God. It was fun though. Not gonna lie.
Internet feud. Do you want some tea on internet feud?
Yeah.
Do you guys
Love the tea.
know? I guess a new feud.
Mm,
Owen Benjamin is like losing his mind on Sam Tripoli.
Oh,
no.
wow.
Yep.
Wait, what do you mean? Why? What happened?
I don't know. And he's called him like, oh, you're just saying everything I said 6 years ago. Everything you warned me about not saying, now you just say it. Now you make money off of it. And Owen's writing all this stuff. And Sam's
Really?
reposting it and being like, Owen Benjamin breakdown number 108.
Damn. Beefing, huh?
Yep. I'm like, uh-oh.
Sometimes I wish those men who start these kind of beefs could say it into these people's faces, but they never really do. They're so tough behind a computer. Why don't you be a man, like what men do, and say it to their face, but they never do. It's just like a lot of this, like bitches, I hate when men do that.
Twitter
beef.
wars. Twitter wars. I know. That I said that almost like OJ Simpson, how he'd come on and be like, "Hello, Twitter world." When he got out of jail. Oh, the juice. He was part of a big psyop for us. Big psyop
yeah.
in America. The juice was loose. Barap.
Yeah. And FYI, if anyone wants to court a woman, don't tell them that you're gonna court them. Just court them, but don't say that. Hey, can I court you? Don't say that. Just FYI out there. Yeah.
Do you think this too?
Hmm.
Can I kiss you right now? Or do you kiss someone? Like at what
You go
point?
in for the kiss, right?
Sometimes when the moment I don't mind that. Can I kiss you right now? Oh, sure, yeah. Like spontaneous, because sometimes you weren't even thinking about that and you were just rambling along and they're admiring you and they're like, can I just kiss you? And like, oh, okay. Under that circumstance. I've had that happen, that's why. But I'd rather
So
just someone
somebody's
going for
like,
it.
will you be my girlfriend? Or like, can we make things official?
Yeah, I like that. It's clear, direct. You're being like upfront
You're telling your
and clear with
intentions.
your intentions. Yeah.
If
Yeah.
I'm like, can I court you? Do you think I want to play pickleball?
When I hear that, it's just like it doesn't seem like, hello, do you hear me? Like, do I sound like I want to be said, hey, can I court you?
I had to explain what that meant to somebody because I was talking about this, and they're like, "What does court mean?" And I was like, "Well, back in the olden days, before people were allowed to date and stuff like that, a gentleman caller would come in and ask your parents if they had permission to court
A
you."
gentleman caller.
Yeah, so they would come to your house, give their little calling card, and they would sit in the parlor with your family and a chaperone, and you'd have to sit there with a chaperone, and then you could sometimes, when you're courting, like walk out in a park with a chaperone, and that was like how you decided if you wanted to marry someone or not. Like you didn't really get to spend a lot of time with them alone, never alone. That was courting, but come on,
Yeah.
this is 2024, motherfuckers.
Yeah, so you gentlemen out there, just know. If you say that to me, it's a hell motherfucking no. I'm just saying.
It's H to the.
Well, if you already show
It's
your
to the
disinterest,
Iso.
there's no point in asking.
That too. Is that my cat? Hold on.
Okay. What if her cat was a shapeshifter?
What if they're all shapeshifters?
I know, fake cats.
Yep.
Operation, what is it called? Moonlight Kitty?
Acoustic Kitty.
Acoustic Kitty. Mm.
Just think of a guitar
Moonlight
cat.
Kitty. It's because that intro has a moon. It's like a moon setting on
Yeah.
it. So many times I watched it. Have you guys seen Real Rye or Die said Shang Nu? And it's probably, I didn't pronounce that right, but it's some kind of name. It's like an Asian name, I think. But it's like people eating massive amounts of food. Like just massive loads of food on TikTok. Like piles
Mukbang?
of food. That's exactly what it is.
Mukbang. I love that. I don't know why I love watching
It's on my
sometimes.
algorithm too.
I'm like,
Weird.
always
that looks good.
seafood
I'm hungry.
boils. It's always like big Alaskan crab legs.
Or like noodles of like lo mein or something like that. Or like fried chicken and mac and cheese.
Do you
I'm
need
hungry.
the sloppy of it?
No, I like the sounds of it.
When they
And
have
some
a
people
little,
hate.
ASMR.
Yeah, some people hate the sounds of like when people are chewing and stuff, but I don't. I love it. I'm like, ooh, yeah. Let that juice drip.
so when they
Slurp
like
that noodle.
squirt all the stuff all over it, each bite, and it's dripping down their hands, do you like that part? Do you have favorite ones that you watch?
Some
Like-
people, I can't watch the overly obese ones that are just, like really shoving their faces. Like, like attractive
Gluttony.
people who
You
like
don't wanna
stand
see the
there.
gluttony
You should
of it all.
mukbang.
Yeah. I want to mukbang
Because
so
you can
bad.
really eat.
I can. And I love it. And I can make
like
it
how
sound
much
so
food
good.
you order at any one time.
That's so true.
You're like set up to mukbang.
That is so
And
true.
you don't have to film. You don't have to actually like eat it all.
Yeah.
The way you go through each course, and you because you film all the noises and you make sure you get all those.
And the sounds I make when I eat. Yeah. I should start an OnlyFans for that.
I think just TikTok. I think you just TikTok it, because if you have enough audience on TikTok, then TikTok has a catalog that they send you of all free stuff that you get paid to advertise the TikTok catalog. So all the inventions and shops and everything you see on TikTok is really just selling stuff that TikTok sells. It's like its own version of Temu or Shein or Amazon at this point. It's all just shit that
Yeah.
comes from China that they're like sending these people for free with money that have these big accounts and enough. And I looked at my latest video that's going crazy, and a crazy um statistic that they give you is for those little short videos. You have a video that's a minute long, and then you watch how many watch hours people have watched that 1 minute long video, and it's like 936, watch out, and you're just like, gosh, how much this app just held retention of this stupid video of just me and it's like, that's wild.
I
It's
love the end of that
interesting.
though, like because you're like, what timeline are we on or whatever. Like I was like, it was just so funny. Like that's my favorite part. Watch and rewatch the end.
And
You laugh.
sometimes it's like the people's like how they eat. Some mouths are more attractive than others. I know that sounds weird,
No,
but
that's so
like,
true.
yeah, like some
Some
people's
people are
mouths.
gross eaters.
Yeah, some people's mouths are just so attractive. Even when they eat, it just like it's attractive looking. It's like, you make that look so good, you know?
Yeah,
It's
if some
just
people eat things, you're like, gross, I never want to eat that again. And if other people eat things, but here's the thing where the mukbangers go wrong, I think a little bit. They should mukbang, but they should go to places to mukbang and record and get the places to
Like
advertise
diners,
them
drive-ins,
there.
and dives. Yeah.
Yeah. They should be like, I'll give you a mukbang meal. And they should give them the meal and be like, I'll record it and edit it myself. And then they get paid. And that would be.
But here's the thing. Some
What a
people are
good
like,
job.
oh, okay, here's the thing. Some people eat with their mouths open and like very, and then some people fill their mouths and keep their mouths closed,
Yeah.
but you hear all that stuff
Mhm.
happening in their mouth. And I'm just
Yeah.
like,
And I go,
yum.
There's
Oh,
one
it's so
black
weird.
lady that she mukbangs in her car, and then when she takes a big, huge bite, she shuts her mouth all the way. Because she takes a bite, bites it a minute, takes a bite, bites it a minute, takes a bite, and then she chews. And when she does it, she's like, "Mm-hmm,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
mm-hmm."
And then they
You
lick their
hear,
lips. And it's like,
mm-hmm.
mm-hmm. Yep. You know what I'm talking about. You could taste that through the camera, can't you? Right?
And there's famous mukbangers online that then other people want to mimic.
Yeah.
So then I went down this whole rabbit hole of watching like everyday people tried to mimic, but their like partner didn't know they were mimicking this person on TikTok. So their partner was like, "What is wrong with you? Why are you so hungry?" Like they had no idea what they were up to. One of them, their sisters in the back seat, and they like go through the drive-through at Taco Bell or something, and it's like her sister's watching her from the back seat, like,
Yeah.
you got that all over your hands.
Yeah.
She's
Do
like,
you know
squirt.
that's how the Dubai chocolate got famous? Because the Dubai chocolate is not really that. It's just fucking whatever that phyllo dough stuff with the pistachio cream and chocolate covering. But because of how it sounded and how people were eating it, it sold. That's what made it sell. The crunch and everyone just going, "Do you hear that crunch? Oh my god, it's so good." They got everyone hypnotized to
I'll
try
tell
it.
you something. It's probably a little sick, but when I figured out my mic, and like my first season of Project Chaney, one of my episodes, I put a gummy bear in my mouth, and then I didn't want to cut that part of my rant. And then the amount of my audience that liked me eating the gummy bears, that wrote me like, eat gummy bears. It's fine. We don't mind if you ran at us eating gummy bears. And
Yeah.
then I got gummy bears sent to me, like pounds of gummy bears, all types of gummy bears. Like when I say I'm a gummy bear connoisseur and I know the best gummy bear, it's only because of the amount of gummy bears that I got sent to me that it became like
What's your
like
favorite color?
I don't really have a favorite color as much as a
Red and
favorite
green.
Albanese Ultimates are the best pack. Alfonso Mango is in there, and that's really good. All the names have like royal pineapple. It's not like some boring ass trailer park pineapple.
That's why I like the clear ones and they're pineapple, I guess,
And
but
they're
they're so
soft.
good.
Like Albanese are soft. I don't want stale ass dollar store gummies.
Yeah.
I like
Like,
firm gummy bears.
oh,
I don't
I
like
don't want us a
squishy.
hard ass gummy.
I love firm ones. I like them.
Do you remember the cinnamon
You
bears
like
from
an
the
chewed fucking gummy.
Let me shut the fuck up.
She likes a firm gummy.
Firm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like that lady with the mukbang.
I'm gonna mukbang you tonight, girl.
Oh,
That's gonna be my pickup line to Jules. I'm gonna tell
Dang.
her I'm gonna mukbang her.
Damn. That means you going in.
That's my new pickup line in
Oh
general.
my god.
And she'll be like, "What's that?" I wonder if she has it on her TikTok algorithm. That's a new thing too. I think it's so funny when people are like, "Oh my gosh, look at this horrendous video." And then they post it on other social media or this, "Look at this gay ass video. Look what's happening to America. Look at this violent video. Look at this whatever." That's your algorithm, creep show.
Pisces.
That's your algorithm. That's what you've done. Like that's what you're interested in. It knows
Somebody
you're going to stay
posted
on the longest.
somebody posted this on their story, and it was like all these youth pastors and pastors of churches like, oh, all these kids are seeing these nude and semi-nude women on TikTok and everything. They're like, dude, that's your algorithm.
Yeah.
Layla's a Pisces.
Pisces.
What's your moon? I'll tell you.
I
I'll
forgot.
tell you.
Yeah.
We'll tell you by astrology that Abbie thinks is pish posh astrology.
forgot.
I don't know. Why is that app so accurate though? CoStar, its little one-liners is what my day is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh wait, this is not you. Let me go to friends. DDD. We need this is where I need theme music. Layla's horoscope music. God Bill Angel. Okay. Chart. Your sun is in Pisces. Your moon is in Sagittarius. And your rising is in Virgo.
My rising's in
Interesting.
Virgo too.
You have 1, 2, 3, 4 signs in Sagittarius
Mhm.
and 3 signs in Pisces. Such a
I
little
told you.
fire water.
Mm-hmm. You
So
called it.
much
Water
fire.
on fire.
Yeah, so much fire though, because your Aries, your Mercury's Aries.
I do have a lot of fire.
That is such the beginning. It should be like your Mercury is in the beginning of the zodiac and the first planet.
Yeah.
Mm. Mm.
And your Saturn, Moon, Mars, and Uranus are all in Sagittarius.
My anus.
But another weird thing I think is you have 4 signs in the 4th house. I always think it's crazy when people have a house heavy, anything heavy somewhere in a house.
What does that mean? That means something. I forgot what it
All
means.
houses mean different things, but I am
But when you
not-
have 4 and like 3,
it's like a
'cause I've-
trinium, trillium, or something.
something like that, yeah.
My Maria would know it. I don't want to give away one of her
Maria.
cool stories. Maybe she'll post about it.
Uh-huh. That would be nice.
I know. Maybe she'll come hang out.
She posts really great information on her page.
Yeah,
Some
if you don't
stuff I
follow
was
my
like, wow.
777 on Instagram, TikTok, and X.
Body with a body.
4th house represents home, family, and heritage.
Wow.
Okay. That says a lot.
It does.
Yeah.
That's very
It is
accurate.
huge.
Wow. All right. So that says a lot about me, y'all. See that? Family, whatever. What was it?
Home, family, and heritage. And you have 4 signs in your 4th house. And it's like, if you look at what each of the signs mean overall, that is
Interesting.
oh.
I gotta go down that rabbit hole. My own rabbit hole.
There's a lot of awesome people, like either content creators or audience members, that they might be versed in astrology and they can just come on one night and talk to us about it.
Chaney, what's your sun sign and all of
I'm a
that?
Scorpio,
And your sun, moon, rising.
is an Aries, and my rising is a Libra,
Nice.
and I have
And
3
you?
in Scorpio and 3 in Sagittarius. And
Oh,
pretty much
nice.
everything is in the first house and then second and third. But
Oh,
like
excuse
I
me.
only have 2 signs that are out of 1, 2, or 3. Everything's real happy in my first 3 houses.
And you, Abbie?
My sun is in Sagittarius. My moon is in Gemini, which are opposite signs, which I think is kind of weird. Sun and moon. That means I'm fucking complicated as fuck. It's a square. And then my rising is Virgo, like yours.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Who's talking about me right now?
Little Virgos.
Yeah.
Little Virgos.
Little virgins.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay.
That's what we're trying to become, right?
In
Isn't
this
that what your
year.
rising sign is? We're trying to be more virginal.
Let's see.
I wanted to be a nun once.
I also thought that it was interesting, the Olympics. Let me see if I can pull up a sign of it, because I have been wondering, like, what in the hell is with, oh, good. This is big enough. So in 2028, this is a sign that they already put on the Olympics or on Hollywood.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
That looks so like off in my ADD or ADHD brain or whatever. It doesn't fit. It doesn't belong there. That looks off.
Didn't it used to say Hollywood Land?
Yeah.
Isn't that weird? It just feels like
That's odd.
Yeah, it's so crazy.
That is so
I feel
odd.
like it's like more eyes. That's what it reminds me of. It reminds me of like fucking Prince with the third eye glasses.
Just put Hollywood and then the fucking thing symbol right in the middle. Why you gotta the fuck? I guess they just want that. I guess there's an analogy there with the wood.
And we've talked about it, Layla, a few times, and I found what it was. That was actually, like the conformity experiment. You know how you were talking about, like, people, you used an example in an office building, maybe Thomas did, but he used it as an example to something like you could walk into an elevator and everybody's backward, like standing with their face, like, toward the other direction, and you will just stand that way too. How Americans will, or not just Americans, humans will eventually conform. It's the Asch conformity experiments, ASCH, and they were a series of psychological studies conducted by Solomon Asch in the 1950s to examine how social pressure from a majority group can influence an individual's judgment or behavior. And so I thought more specifically, if anyone wanted to go down that rabbit hole, then that is what I kind of think they are doing with rooms now, chat rooms, memes. Like, they're trying to get a bot to sway the social opinion. This is what the bots are doing for the election that people don't understand. Like, who cares? What does a bot or social media do? Because they get a mass to conform thinking, well, that's what the group thinks. I don't want to be the last to think it.
Well, and that you see that all the time, like in a classroom setting, and you guys have probably experienced this yourself, where everybody's saying that, A is the answer, but you're like, dude, it's totally not the answer, it's B. Like, you think you have the right answer, but then everybody's like, oh, it's definitely A, it's definitely A. And they're like, yeah, it's A. And then you were right the whole time. But it happens all the time.
Alan Marcus put Hollywood, like, and he wrote it with all those,
Hollywouldn't.
This is another
Holly.
silly thing that this might be before you guys were born, but this is also like such a Joe Biden reference in general. Or everything else with the fake reality. There was a Kim Cattrall, which is Samantha from Sex and the City. There was a show called Mannequin with her and the guy from Weekend at Bernie's.
Yes, I remember
And
that.
this guy was like the token black, like laugh, and he was gay, and he was like a fashion designer or something at this like big mall that and whatever the character worked at, but his name was Hollywood. Hollywood. So anytime he walked in the room, he was like, I'm Hollywood. And so that's, I always imagine that he would have it written out with a whole bunch of zeros like that. So that is far back for some of you. But there's also Jefferson Starship or Jefferson Airplane becomes Jefferson Starship, becomes the band Starship later on. And they sing like White Rabbit and stuff back when at like Woodstock. But then later on, they sing the song, Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now. And if this world runs out of lovers, we'll still have each other.
Each other.
Yeah, it's from that movie.
Yeah, okay, it was a Mannequin.
So that is all out of the file in my brain called Hollywood.
Isn't it so weird how our brains file things like that?
Yeah, I just like the freedom. So lately of the secret society of good guys of being like, here's how my brain works.
Well, see, and that's exactly why dream interpretation is so subjective because your affiliation with the word Hollywood goes back to Mannequin, Kim Cattrall, like freaking that guy, and then Jefferson Airplane. Like, so you could have an airplane in your fucking dream and it might have nothing to do with what you think, but it could have something to do with Hollywood. Like, because the weird word associations that you have with that particularly. So that's why like a dream dictionary is such bullshit, because an apple to me has way different memories and different, like my file for Apple is going to be way different than your file for Apple.
Yeah, because your experience with Apple.
Yeah. So it's
in
like
general.
you have to actually see like, okay, wait, so the other symbols in your dreams, like they probably all tie to that one thing. Like you can figure out exactly where in the file it's related just based on the other things.
We're fucking AI. If we do that, come on. We have files in our brains, y'all. Come on.
But the weird part is like we all have different files in our brain, but what's that type of weird where I can coerce a whole audience to write down bicycle? What's that called where you run that trick?
Subconscious? No.
Well, it's like that.
It's
I plant
fucking
a
with
whole
the
bunch
subconscious,
of questions
yeah.
in your subconscious. So I'm like, what was your favorite Christmas? Oh, think of a word that has a K in it. Think of like I put all
alluding
these
to it.
things into your brain, and then everybody writes the same word, and they're like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah,
Wow,
like the
he's a
one
magician.
2 + 2 is 4, 4 + 4 is 8. What's your favorite? Or what's a vegetable? Name your first vegetable.
Yeah.
It's
Mm.
always carrot. Like there's something weird about that.
I was gonna say cucumber that time.
Well, our fascist system looks like a copper wire system, like with many wires. That's what our fascist system looks like, literally like the fucking wiring in a computer. That it's just strange. We're like this weird tree.
But I don't even think that our memories are stored locally. I think this is just a fucking radio.
Clouds.
So it is in the cloud. And the cloud is the dream space. So that's why dreams are so fucking weird. It's like you go to that sector and that's where you filed it. So like you're accessing those memories in the dream space.
Remember that dream that I had where I was in the clouds and the clouds all the clouds in the world, like shot a line and attached it to my body, and I'm just laying there, and it was just like all of a sudden it all all the clouds like glowed, and then you could see the energy of whatever it was giving me feed through my body. It was such a weird fucking dream, but amazing. Like amazing. I've never had a dream like that ever in my life. Like just floating in the clouds and just letting the clouds feed me kind of thing, or whatever, getting energy or downloads, or no idea. Whoa, I sound great this way.
You do.
Right?
You do sound good.
I found the sweet spot. There we go.
That sounds amazing. I need to eat a bag of chips with my mouth shut.
I had this fucking crazy dream like 2 nights ago where I was protecting this pregnant lady who was demon possessed, and I could see it in her eyes because her eyes were yellow and they turned to slits and stuff. But like, so I was like singing "Jesus Loves Me," but I knew I was gonna hurt her by doing it, so like I stopped doing that. And then I was like sitting there talking to the demon. I was like, "I'm gonna get you out of there. You're gonna be fucking dead for eternity." Like I was threatening this demon, but it was so fucking weird.
Because you
And then,
can.
like, yeah, and then there was like evil nuns, and I was like pulling out a Glock to fucking shoot them to protect this lady. It was fucking weird.
You're not supposed to be afraid of demons. They're actually afraid of you, but they know that we're afraid of them for some reason. And so it's like once you show that you have no fear of them, they don't fuck with you. They don't.
I tried that a high-pitched ear thing and said, "I refuse your download." And it stopped instantly.
I'm telling you, it fucking works. I got another like on that the other day. Like I still get likes on that fucking comment on this guy's Instagram post to this day. It fucking works, and it's weird.
We are weird.
We are weird. Sometimes I understand the idea of, because Summer says, what if we're the AI waking up? We're not, like, if I'm going to philosophize about that idea, I don't think that we're computers.
No.
And I don't think we're artificial intelligence. But what if everything we theorize and fear in AI waking up is really us in this 100 monkey way, coming to this full term together, that like in this singularity way, even the things we think or see or feel, or it's just like maybe nothing really can stop the breaking away of us from whatever's energetically been holding us down.
I think it's like original intelligence, which is the creator. And the original intelligence created us, which is, I don't want to say artificial, but it's like the secondary intelligence, I guess. I don't want to say artificial, but secondary, since we have the original. And then this is like us.
You
It's
could
like the
almost call it
secondary.
artificial in the sense that, like, if we're a house of God or a particle of it, like, and we know that this realm is temporary, and you go back to that at some point, like, you could see it as artificial in a sense.
Yeah, like this in its vessel, like this artificialness, but our souls are like the part that is the original intelligence.
Chaney, I love your smile. Let's see it more often. Oh, that was sweet of Abbott.
I feel like that's it's like somewhere they're trying to force us into a matrix idea of thinking. And this whole terminology of, it's like if they can convince us we're AI, then we're more likely to, and this is the other thing about downloading your subconscious eventually. They don't really need you there. If they just have your likeness there, they'll always be able to convince everybody else to come. It's like a weird kind of trapping. Like if you're always giving everything to your AI, all your voice and your thoughts and your words and your pictures, and we see how quickly AI is advancing just with us playing with it. They're allowing us to give us the illusion that we're helping to advance what's already 50 years advanced beyond, that. So it's just like, I don't know. Part of me.
I don't know either. It's like weird because like you try to find an explanation to this. Yeah, everyone lives in their own bubble, but there's so much more to this that you can't even I'm in awe every day with this experience that we call life. I'm just like, how is this even fucking possible that I'm in this awareness and I am experiencing all this, that I'm physically here and I'm speaking to y'all and I'm having this experience. And then I think of it for a second. I was like, I feel like I'm in VR mode, like player mode. Like when you get to be the player of the game and you're in that field of vision, that's how I feel sometimes. And I have those moments where I'm literally, oh my God, I feel like I'm not my body right now.
Yeah, you're not this. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just so strange. And it's like that moment of time when I feel that, it feels like time slows down too. It's like, vroom. I don't know how to explain it.
Doesn't it feel like it's on the tip of your tongue?
To use, you have those words to use it now because you've played video games.
Yeah.
But if you've never played video games, there would be other words to describe those sensations.
Yeah. And as a kid, I would think, what is this me? Like, what is this viewing? Like, I know it's my eyes, but like, what is this that I'm able to like actually view? You know, as a kid, I'm like, how am I doing this? You know, you wonder that as a kid, like, how am I working? You know, and I still feel like that. That moment, that feeling does not go away. I still have that
I
child in
have
me.
it
It's
too.
like, how?
Sometimes I have
Yeah.
existential moments like where I'm like talking to somebody like in a meaningful, real conversation and just have this out of body, like emotional experience about the emotional experience I'm actually experiencing, like in
Yeah.
an overwhelming way. It makes my heart swell and like
Yeah.
I'll just start crying. Like I
Yeah.
have it in that way. But then in the other side, I'll have such a version of like hearing myself say words to somebody that are like considered important and I get paid money and they're giving me this currency that they have to and like this whole thing and I really get myself into like we all have different songs we like and we've all experienced death in our life and like go through these and I'm like bleh.
Yeah.
Like I get myself
I'm
in
getting
such a
dizzy and
way.
nauseous. It's like, it's like Alice in the Wonderland, and you're each character, and you go through those phases of like, where am I? I'm the Mad Hatter. I'm going insane, and I'm the fucking twins because I'm going through these weird life experiences, and then I'm the Cheshire Cat, and
Don't you think those are the zodiac signs in a weird way?
I think
Yeah.
they're part of our personality traits that we all
Cheshire
go
cat,
through.
Pleiades. Is it like a shooting star? So sometimes it's just oh, it's the moon.
It
Or
is
maybe the
blue, huh?
moon. Yeah,
The smile.
it's so obvious.
You guys were gonna be working on our Medici deck. Be
I'm so
looking out for
excited to
that.
do this. And
Yeah,
that's when the video is
Take a
going to
little
come
bit of
out
time.
because it's going to come out when we roll out the
There's
deck.
gonna be a scan on it, so you can scan it and go
Yeah.
right to Abbie explaining the Medici.
that's dope. That is
So
so
It'll
that's
be
dope.
why
awesome.
it hasn't happened yet because the deck had to come first. So this is
Divine.
perfect. It is
It's
divine.
all divine. Yeah,
It's gonna be good. It's
that's
gonna be
incredible.
exciting. There'll
Yeah,
be some tongue in cheek humor for those of you who need that part, and then there'll be maybe some fun esoteric symbolism that needs to be on certain cards, and a little more explanation on certain cards for those of you that feel like I don't know all the signs and symbols, and I could never ever read a deck. You might be
yeah.
able to do the Patience of the Medici after a video.
Illuminati, Illuminati. I said that wrong. Illuminati deck. What? Who? What? Nah, Medici deck. Just wait.
Yeah.
You can control your timeline. Ain't that fun? Instead of them controlling our timeline, we'll control ours.
We know how to hack it.
Here's a
There we
crazy
go.
story. I always make Abbie retell this. Tell the story of Mary, Bloody Mary, with the Medici deck.
Okay. So it's named after Maria de Medici. Like that's how the cards got their neck or got their name because she had, she was the Queen of Spain, right? And she was one that was known to have used the Patience of the Medici. But it's wrongly named because it actually came from Mary Stuart, Bloody Mary, Queen of Scots.
Wait,
She
Mary
learned it.
Stuart and Bloody
Yeah,
Queen of
that's who Bloody
oh,
Mary is. Bloody Mary is Mary Stuart. So Mary Stuart learned it because John Dee was her court astrologer. And
Mm,
he's the one who taught this to them and the Medicis. And Maria de
147.
Medici is like later in the timeline, so this is definitely wrongly named. It should be like the Patience of Bloody Mary or Patience of Mary Stuart. So, she had learned it when as a child, and I don't think she was very old when she died anyway, right? Like what? Like anyway, she had been out of practice though, so she had gotten it to fold a couple times, and you know worked her chain, and she knew it worked, but she's sitting there in her prison cell the night before her execution, and all she asked for was a deck of cards. So she sat there and she tried to fold the deck of cards like the entire night until dawn when they came to get her. And when they came to get her, she said, if I would have just had a couple more minutes, I would have had it. Like, but she couldn't remember like exactly how it worked because she had waited so long to use it again. But So she was like going through it and teaching herself and trying to get the cards to fold, and she almost did. And I feel like that's maybe why the guillotine only went partway through her neck.
Well, was it the guillotine? She was gonna have her head cut off,
Yeah.
and so she was the knife that the executioner, the knife goes part of the way through her neck, and then he tries it again, and it still won't go all the way through, and they have to go and they have to get a saw, and they have to saw through the rest of her neck, and
Yeah.
it's like that is why like the Bloody Mary thing, like the whole there's such a big huge thing in history between Mary and Elizabeth. That is such a big like unplug, like something so huge in that moment, and even the King James of it all psyop afterward.
Yeah.
Something so huge in that moment that this tranny Elizabeth becomes that'll be the I'm sorry transmission of my car.
Well, can that get us taken down?
Oh,
That's the
some
word
days.
for some reason that they'll always be like, "Boop, you're not allowed to say that."
We're transporting.
Anyway, yeah, so something with Mary and the church at the time, like something like it's almost like the whatever the Catholic Church was at the time made an agreement with Elizabeth, and they like took Mary out. Because Ireland and England are united under Mary.
Something about Mary.
Ireland won't ever fucking accept Elizabeth. And then Elizabeth II comes, and that's why I thought it was weird when like they dragged her body through the streets.
Y'all can call this black magic because it's affiliated with John Dee, but it's just it literally, and it is magic. I will tell you that. But it teaches you something fucking crazy. It teaches you that everything is hackable. And if it's hackable and you can enter a cheat code into reality, then what is fucking reality? So is it black magic then?
Or is it you having power of your own?
Yeah. Because you can use it not only to manifest things, you can use it to recapitulate, which is like calling back your energy from chains you never fucking completed.
But I almost wonder, grandmas, like how many of our grandmas sitting there playing solitaire weren't just playing solitaire?
And
Well,
King Cell.
I don't know if you guys have ever
Yeah,
played
games
accordion
like
solitaire.
that.
Yeah, there's this game called accordion solitaire, and that's how I learned how to fold this from a fucking book, which was really hard to do because it's translated from Russian into English, and like it took a team of us to kind of crack it. But I knew because my grandma taught me how to play accordion solitaire, and it's very similar.
King Cell too. It was like very strategic. You had to like make sure like that. It's either with the 3 or the 1, right?
I think these kind
Every
of
third card.
I think there is like a high likelihood. They told us that games of chance, things like luck, like there's something so much bigger to it. And that is like another thing with Vegas. You like the Uno champ? Layla holds like 4 draw 4s. You're like Uno. He's like draw 4, draw 4, draw 4. You're like
What's the immigrant's favorite card?
What?
In the Uno deck?
The green card.
The green card. That was mine for a while.
The green card. It's crazy because isn't it the green stamps? Wasn't that food stamps?
Yeah, or
Yeah.
I don't know if it was food stamps or if it was like points you got at a grocery store.
No, they were green actually. I remember those food stamps. They're paper ones, and they were like written in green ink
on like a piece of paper.
And they would come in packets, and you would rip them out like Monopoly money. I know. I used to live in the hood.
Very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. All right. I guess it's 11:53 Eastern Standard Time.
11:53. Love you guys. I love you guys in the chat.
Maybe we'll test the sound and all of us on this Wednesday, even if we don't really stay, just to make sure the streams fall off and that we're on X and Rumble afterward, because we will be on YouTube for like the first 45 minutes of the show, hour, and then we're gonna go over where we can speak freely. We're gonna write down stuff that as comes up a little bit during the show that we want to get deeper into, and then we're gonna have an after hours a little bit on Wednesday nights.
Let's get ready
And I
to
think we're gonna be
rumble.
earlier, like probably 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but that might be a little fluid right now. So,
Excuse
yeah.
me.
You guys are
Excuse me.
awesome.
Yeah, I
guys have
love you,
anything fun
chat.
this week?
No, just unpacking, work. Hopefully I can get this computer situation done in the next 2 weeks, and I should be up and running, get a green screen, maybe a new mic.
Hell yeah. Layla's in her new house. Layla in her new digs.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah. It feels great. It really does. It really does.
Layla's in her Albanian mansion.
Oh
There's
yeah.
a big gate out front that's a double-headed bird.
That'd be
You can't
fire.
come in there. You know,
So crazy.
Albanian dogs and Albanian guns.
It just feels
Period.
good to finally like know that you have roots to actually like stay. You know, New York is a fucking hellhole. You can't plant roots in New York. Fuck, it's a rat city. It's like you're rats living in stacked fucking compressed apartments. It's just claustrophobic and dirty and noisy and thank God I left that hellhole. It's a hellhole.
I'm glad.
Mhm.
I'm really glad. Good things are happening in the world. I don't care about Mercury retrograde.
Me either, unless everything
But
goes to shit this
electronics
week
are
at
a
work.
little weird.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Considering my job, I sometimes don't like it.
Oh yeah, when you work in electronics.
Yeah.
Sometimes at my job, I wish the electronics would be weird.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
This isn't the season for it. Like the rest of the year, I'm fine. Yeah, but this time of year is like, fuck, I need shit to work.
Yeah. All right. You guys are awesome. We will see you very soon. And we look forward to your Monday getting even crazier and crazier. We hope the movie keeps getting more and more entertaining, but all of you stay safe and well. So we will
Yes.
see you very soon. Bye bye.
Love you.
Oh, I love that.
Britney Spears, can we be saved? God, why is Satan controlling the universe?
The world we used to think we knew is constantly exposing who our possibilities come true. So what we do is call out to the good guys, good guys. Witches, widows, MAGA, mystics, entertaining cunnilinguist good guys. The forum of the quorum needs a secretive society to advance our philosophies intentionally, magically good guys. Conspiracy, sex, culture, making it's okay to change your thinking. Good guys, good guys, good guys, good guys. The world we used to think we knew is constantly exposing who our possibilities come true. So what we do is call out to the good guys, good guys. Witches, widows, MAGA, mystics, entertaining cunnilinguist good guys. The forum of the quorum needs a secretive society to advance our philosophies intentionally, magically good guys. Conspiracy, sex, culture, making it's okay to change your thinking. Good guys, good guys, good guys, good guys.
You're still here? It's over. Go home.